What's up, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Between the Cons. My name is Chris. I am your fearless leader, and with me today, MF Dane.
The pot doubles. Now they really got troubles. Mad man never go like snot bubbles. That one's really gross.
Did you? I didn't like that one. Now I'm going to be sniffly all episode just because I'm afraid of blowing a snot bubble. And that's how that's going to work.
I'm sniffly too. It's cool, man.
But I'm going to be sniffly just because you brought it up. Like when somebody says don't press the red button and you press the red button. Or like don't yawn and you yawn. Like you just did that to me but with snot bubbles. Anyways.
Gross. Thanks
to everybody for tuning in today. Despite the disgusting intro from MF Dane. We're here going to talk to you about some news here in a minute. But before we do, if you don't follow us already on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, do that. We are at Between the Cons at all of those places.
All the internets.
All the internets. We have a Snapchat. If you follow us on Snapchat and you never see anything, blame Dane, because I think he's the only host that actually knows how to use Snapchat.
I mean, Kylie Jenner just killed Snapchat. So I don't even know if we should do it anyway.
I don't even know what that means.
Kylie Jenner's like the queen of Snapchat, and she said that she didn't like the new update, and then they lost like $1.5 billion.
Holy crap. That's insane.
Yeah.
But also, if you're not Snap-a-chatting, leave a review on the iTunes store, on the podcast app. Review the show. Give us 5 stars. Give us a little review. Let us know how you feel about us, especially snot bubbles and or Kylie Jenner. You can let those be your topics of conversation for the review for the show. But we're going to be talking about the news here in just a second, hitting the headlines in this pineapple episode. So stick around. We will be right back.
We're going to have a pineapple situation. What should I do? Pineapple. The word that cannot be spoken. Pineapple.
Just want to say pineapple. If
Pineapples are fun. My dad used to throw them at me.
Pineapple.
Seriously? Wow.
So, New Mutants. You know that horror movie about mutants?
Yeah, that was supposed to come out like in a month.
Yeah. It ain't no mo. According to the Hollywood Reporter, it will undergo a round of additional photography this summer that will insert a new character into the thriller. It's supposed to come out in April, but now it's delayed to February 22nd of 2019. I feel like
Which is crazy.
I feel like they should just say filming, because all I can think of is additional photography means they're just going to take a picture and then just insert this new guy.
Just superimpose it.
Just superimpose him into every shot. Just standing there in the background.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I've been here this whole time.
Been here the whole time. But the thing that's crazy to me is, like, I mean, we go to the movie theater a lot. Most of the time, I tell you find listeners about it on this here podcast. But, like, for the last, 2 months, 3 months, there's been a New Mutants poster hanging right inside the theater.
It's like, hey guys, guess what? This movie's about to come out. Hey guys, my bad.
So close to coming out that they're doing promos in the movie theater, and now those theaters are like, man, I guess we should take this down. Well, or I guess we could leave it up for the next year. What do you want us to do? But I bet that's going to change the promo art. Maybe. I don't know.
I just want to see little Arya as a werewolf.
I think we all want to see that. We all need werewolf Arya in our lives.
I also just want to see Alice Braga in a movie again, because I love her and anything she does. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce her name.
And I don't even know who that is. So
She was in City of God. She was a chicken with an I Am Legend and Predator.
Oh yeah. I know who she is. I don't know her name.
Yeah, she's supposed to be in her. She was playing that role that Rosario Dawson had at first, and I was like,
Right.
Rosario just in comic books all day today, ain't she?
All day today.
But yeah. So anyway, New Mutants ain't coming out until next year now. So I guess
Sit tight.
that's one less X movie to worry about for now. Pineapple.
Other movies you should be worried about. We got our first set photos from Shazam, starring Zachary Levi, and he is in costume. And
Yike.
the costume, giving credit where credit is due, is very true to the comics.
Very.
However, it looks like a $20 Party City Halloween costume with like the big pillowy muffles.
Muffles. Fluffy muffles.
It's got a big muffle. With the big pillowy muscles. It looks ridiculous. It looks
like I'm hoping that like
so
somehow cheap. I'm just hoping somehow Levi is just that yoked and he's just wearing a skin tight suit, because right now he looks like Turbo Man. Like he looks like he's filming Jingle All the Way 3.
I mean, in fairness, whoa. There was a second Jingle All the Way.
I think it's Larry the Cable Guy's in it.
Oh my gosh. That's not important.
I've seen a cover. And that's all I know. But it don't look good, y'all. Like it looks like he's Shazam in a Macy's Day Parade. Like,
well, yeah, and in fairness, it's like it looks to be in a mall, and there are Christmas decorations, so it very well could be like a come sit on Shazam's lap kind of thing, or like a photo op, or
that sounds gross. That was weird.
Yeah,
I don't want to sit on a dude named Shazam's lap. But yes, hopefully, because otherwise this whole shot of him with the weird fake Christmas trees, with the bright outfit, with the Columbia shirt, little ruffle cape.
Yeah, his cape looks like a sheer curtain.
Like this is like the Hallmark movie.
And he's got that dapper Dan hair.
Like I feel like it's like a Hallmark movie or a Lifetime movie about some woman who was abused, and then Shazam's her hero and saves her. Like that's what it looks like.
Ugh. I legitimately want to hit you for what you just said.
I hate Lifetime movies a lot.
Well, I do have an actual plot synopsis, and I'm going to read that right now. We all have a superhero inside of us.
Please, for the love of God, don't.
It just takes a bit of magic to bring it out. In Billy Batson's case, by shouting out one word, Shazam! This streetwise 14-year-old foster kid can turn into the adult superhero Shazam, courtesy of an ancient wizard. Still a kid at heart, inside a ripped godlike body. Shazam.
They put a ripped godlike body in the description.
It's actually in there, yeah. Shazam revels in this adult version of himself by doing what any teen would do with superpowers. Have fun with them. Can he fly? Does he have X-ray vision? Can he shoot lightning out of his hands? Can he skip his social studies test? Shazam sets out to test the limits of his abilities with the joyful recklessness of a child. But he'll need to master these powers quickly in order to fight the deadly forces of evil controlled by Dr. Thaddeus Sivana.
Jesus Christ, he is Turbo Man.
He is Turbo Man.
Oh my God. Is this going to be direct to DVD?
Dr. Thaddeus Sivana is played by Mark Strong. Shazam, as we discussed, played by Zachary Levi. And Billy Batson is going to be played by Asher Angel. Please, God, let this movie look better.
This movie sounds like and looks like now. This is gonna be this is like Three Ninjas Knuckle Up with Shazam. Like this is what it looks like.
I would be okay with that.
Oh God, of course you would.
Anyways, pray to the gods of comic books that this movie does not turn out terrible. Pineapple.
Y'all. Barbara Streisand has cloned her damn dogs. honestly, that's the only way I can think to say it. Like, that's the only way I can think to say it.
I don't even know what to do with this information.
Honestly, this has nothing to do with like nerdy things. I was just in shock that I saw this, and I was like, bruh.
I just had to see this.
I had to talk about this. So yeah, apparently it can run between 25 to 100 grand. And Miss Violet and Miss Scarlet. You know what? I don't know how to pronounce this dog breed. I'm sure Leah's right next to me could do it, but whatever. It's like Coton.
Oh my gosh, twice. She's done it twice.
And she did it twice, and they used cells from the stomach and mouth of her beloved Samantha, who died last year at 14.
Oh my gosh.
They have very different personalities. She's waiting for them to get older so she can see if they have the same personality or seriousness of Samantha.
I mean, let's be fair though. For a woman with as much plastic surgery as Barbra Streisand has,
and as much money as Barbra Streisand has.
I mean, it's not surprising that she was going to try and do something similar with her puppers.
Like, honestly, it's just, I think it's the greatest thing ever. It is so lit to me that she was just like, you know what? My dog died. I'll just make a new one.
I'll make a new same dog.
And I won't feel bad about it at all, I guess.
That's ridiculous. Like, that is an uncomfortable amount of money to be spending on cloning your dog.
It's like, hey, man, I've got $200,000. Let me just clone my dog a couple times.
Yeah, and like her dog just died last year, and now she has two of the same dog.
And it's literally the same dog.
It is on a genetic level,
the same dog. God, that's so cool and so creepy at the same time. Like, I would love to have like cloned my Dachshund and then just spent an exorbitant amount of money. So you just came to my house and saw just like 30 angry, fat, like just dappled like Dachshunds.
What if they just start multiplying? And like she goes to sleep one night and wakes up the next morning and she has 12 dogs. I'd be horrified, but I think it would be even cooler if I woke up and they were all gremlins for no reason. But like pre-water.
No, yeah, pre-water mogwais. I'd be like, what? You know what?
They were Gizmo style, not every other one.
Like, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah. Anyway.
Wait, you basically just said you want a bunch of living Furbies. Like, let's just be clear. That's what you said.
Bruh, I went to an exotic pet store Sunday. It took everything I had to not buy a giant rabbit.
Dane, you're so cuddly.
I don't need a 2-foot rabbit, but I'd buy a 2-foot rabbit.
But listen up.
Yes. So anyway, despite how it sounded, I think it's awesome, and cloning is the future. Pineapple.
Apparently. It has been announced that there are 3 new characters for Punisher Season 2. Josh Stewart is coming on board, as well as Floriana Lima and Georgia. I think that's just pronounced Georgia. Wiggum. Josh Stewart is going to be playing a character named John Pilgrim, a man whose calm exterior belies a ruthless interior. That is a quote. That is not my words. That is not my words. Despite having left behind a life of violence, circumstances will force him to use his old skills to bring him into Frank Castle's world. Floriana Lima is going to be playing Krista Dumont, a smart, compassionate, and driven psychotherapist for military veterans. So she's going to be like the new Penny. Not Penny. Karen Page. And then Georgia Wiggum is playing Amy Bendix, a street-smart grifter with a mysterious past. Josh Stewart, I skipped over this part like a dum-dum. Josh Stewart, for those of you that don't know, is from Insidious: The Last Key. He was also in Shooter, the series, not the movie. Floriana Lima Lethal Weapon and the Family, Lethal Weapon the series, not the movie. Georgia Wiggum is from Sierra Burgess is a Loser and Scream, the series, not the movie.
Not the movie? You said the series, not the movie. One more time, I swear to God.
And yeah, so it's really cool to see a bunch of new characters for The Punisher, the series, not the movie. I just wanted to get one more in there.
I hate you so much.
But on the same note of the MNU, the Marvel Netflix universe, we've got Jessica Jones coming out next weekend. So if you didn't already have that on your calendar, play attention, is what I said. Yep. Pay attention. Check out your Netflix queue. Go ahead and add that one to your watch list, as it's coming soon. Punisher season 2 probably gonna get early next year.
Early next year.
So looking at about a year from now before we get that, but really cool to see that one catch as quickly as it did. Just because I really loved the first season, and the fact that they're already bringing on new cast is definitely a good sign. Pineapple.
So we now have a pretty steady place of where Solo takes place in all the Star Wars movie timelineage, as if it wasn't already complicated enough.
For some reason, I had it in my head that we were about to talk about Barbra Streisand's dogs again. I don't know why.
Dude, seriously, those dogs.
Like that is just every pineapple point for the rest of the show is just going to be us talking about Barbra Streisand's dogs.
Because clones, bruh. And hey, we're talking about Star Wars, and there's clones in there too.
There's a whole war of them.
A whole war. Publisher Del Rey has posted a timeline of its many Star Wars novels, all in chronological order. Apparently, Solo is set before the animated Star Wars Rebels television series and Rogue One, making it the first big screen movie to take place after the Rise of the Empire chronologically.
Which is really neat.
Which is neat. And then in addition to the official novelization of Solo, there's also Last Shot, a Han and Lando novel, a book that's said to take place between Solo and A New Hope, as well as explore post-Return of the Jedi. Yeah, awesome. Can we get more? Can we just do a bunch of Han Solo stuff with him and Lando doing stuff?
You just want more Lando.
More Donald. I just want more Lando. I want more Lando. I want Donald Glover and Billy D. Williams to be in one movie, both as Lando.
Well, it's like J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, where Leonard Nimoy shows up.
Yeah, I want that.
Spock.
I want some like nonsensical time travel, or just he gets to see his future for some unknown reason.
Cause sci-fi.
Yep.
That's why.
I saw myself older doing commercials for alcohol. That's what I imagine. I imagine like Lando sounds like weird, goofy Donald Glover and not serious Atlanta Donald Glover. That made no sense.
It made perfect sense.
Pineapple.
James Gunn confirmed in October that the first draft of the script for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and the mixtape were both complete. And recently, a fan tweet has inspired a very interesting chat between him and one of his neighbors. The fan asked James Gunn on Twitter if he could find a spot for Mark Hamill in the third installment of the Guardians movies.
Yes.
He responded with, I think Mark lives around the corner from me in Malibu, so he can just come over and we can talk about it over a cup of coffee. Then Mark Hamill saw the tweet and said, I'd be happy to do so, both as a good neighbor and an unemployed actor.
Nooch, spoiler alert.
James Gunn responded with, let's do it. And then this is when it got pretty awesome. Mark says, DM me for my contact information if you're serious and a good neighbor. James Gunn said, yes, I will, although I don't think your DMs are on for me, which means at this point, James Gunn totally followed Mark Hamill on Twitter, and Mark Hamill totally did not follow James Gunn on Twitter. And then he says, just followed you. Is that how DMs work?
Because I'm an old man.
Because Mark Hamill is an old man. And then I was skimming through the responses, and there were a couple really good ones in there. One of the first replies to Mark Hamill saying, just followed you, is that how DMs work, was Josh Gad. And he just posted the GIF of the guy that like takes his glasses off
over and over again.
Over and over. But like the glasses never come off his face. You know what I'm talking about?
Endless loop gifs are the best ones.
Oh
like
my
the
gosh.
one of that dude where it's like super hot fire, and it's when he says like,
yes.
"That's the wrong number," and the guy like grabs his face and like he just keeps flying by the screen. Like that kills me. Endless loop.
But it was that. It was that one. Just taking off his sunglasses in shock. But it was perfect because Josh, like, I could see if this was a conversation and Josh Gad was standing there.
You would be doing that constantly.
He would do it, and then he'd put the glasses back on and do it again. And then
such a huge nerd.
And then another one was Robert Kirkman, the writer of The Walking Dead. He tweeted just moving to Malibu. ... Like, apparently, I need to be there so I can just happen upon being in movies,
hanging out with Mark Hamill
and James Gunn.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was really funny that James Gunn is just like, oh yeah, I think Mark Hamill lives around the corner from me. We'll just have a cup of coffee and talk about whether or not I'm going to put him in my $1 million blockbuster movie. And I guarantee you, James Gunn is the kind of guy that will. Like, just cause it was like a fun Twitter thing, and he's going to do it now.
Oh yeah, he's still going to do it. Hopefully he'll give him a big part.
A big good part. Like Benicio del Toro is the Collector, but better.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
But yeah, I just thought that was like, it was a really fun thing to stumble across on Twitter. And I wanted to make sure everybody knew about it if you hadn't already. So pineapple.
Hey y'all. So
Barbara Streisand cloned her dog.
No, this is much worse. So,
oh God.
In news that I didn't even know was happening, we get a release date for the live-action Dora the Explorer film, y'all.
Oh snap!
From Michael Bay.
Kill yourself.
Michael Bay is making a Dora the Explorer.
Wait. Is it really Michael Bay?
He's not directing it. It's James Bobin is directing it from a script by Nick Stoller, the guy who wrote the Muppet script. And Michael Bay's producing it through his company, Platinum Dunes.
Oh my God.
So there's going to be a buttload of CGI. I can't wait for
how else do you think Swiper?
I can't wait for that awful gray CGI boots. But get this, no word yet on who'll be playing Dora, but they suggested that the character's not going to be 7, but instead will be a teenager who's moved to the city to live with her cousin Diego.
Oh my gosh.
Plot twist, it's not a kids movie, and it's essentially a Spanish version of the movie Kids. With talking animals.
And boots and other inanimate objects.
Everything talks though. Like she's just chilling, and then there's boots.
Can you imagine? The map is just going to be like a TomTom, like a GPS unit.
Like talking to her?
And that just has like some kind of AI.
Could you imagine? Like it's just her like GPS that talks, and that's why she like thought her map talked to her, and then she's just like a schizophrenic.
She's actually in her 30s or her late 20s, but she got hit on the head real hard, and now she thinks that she's a 7-year-old wandering around the wilderness talking to a map and a pair of boots.
I know we call New York City the jungle, but come on, Dora. Oh my God!
I wish so much.
I wish it would be like the movie Kids with talking animals. Could you imagine like Dora's chilling with Boots and they're doing a little like walking dance, but they're going to her dealer?
Swiper, no swiping.
And he's legit just some dude that won't stop stealing from her.
Because she's buying drugs.
Because he takes her drugs from her half the time. No, it's not funny enough. I think he's legit just some dude in her apartment complex that won't stop sneaking into her room and stealing stuff. And that's all he does.
This family-friendly podcast brought to you by Dora the Explorer, the live-action movie.
But yeah, so August 2nd, 2019, Dora the Explorer, the movie comes out.
Oh my gosh.
And also the world ends.
Please.
Pineapple.
So Fox, we've talked a lot about the Disney Fox deal, and we haven't really talked much about Fox since then. And there's been some news kind of drop and some projects that, frankly, I was just like, well, they're never going to happen because Disney's buying Fox. Well, apparently that's not true, because there were a couple projects that Fox was in the middle of that Disney was like, okay, you can still do these. But since the deal isn't, like, the buyout's not officially done, like they came to a deal of like $52 bazillion, it's still open. Like, Fox is still doing stuff because they're not technically a part of, like, Disney doesn't own the rights to everything yet. So I wanted to run through a couple things that we haven't really talked about much, but movies that are coming out from Fox. Brian K. Vaughan, this one was announced like today. Brian K. Vaughan, who did the Daredevil series on Netflix, is working on a Silver Surfer standalone film for Fox.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right.
If anyone were to do that, I would like someone who I trust, and Brian K. Vaughan I trust. But at the same time, Brian K. Vaughan brought us a nitty-gritty back alley New York, like, crime show as compared to a cosmic Silver Surfer movie.
Like a dude on a surfboard in space.
Who is the Herald of Galactus.
Shooting laser beams out of his hands. You gonna really make a movie? How? Okay.
It'll be interesting.
We'll see.
That's for sure.
We'll see how long before it's scrapped.
Right. Kitty Pryde movie with Tim Miller, who did the first Deadpool movie, and Brian Michael Bendis, the comic book writer. Dr. Doom with Noah Hawley, who did Legion and Fargo, which, like, yes.
Both are great.
Yes, I sign up for that movie.
I'd rather they make this movie though, and actually not. I'd rather Fox not make it with. I'd rather like hey, you go hang with Marvel for a little bit. We'll have you because I really like. I'd rather have Doctor Doom in the cinematic universe.
Oh, for sure. Agree. Yeah. I would rather have all of these characters in the cinematic universe for sure.
But if I could take any of them, I'll take Doom.
But Noah Hawley doing a Doctor Doom movie is very appealing to me.
I have a fear of just like good people doing good projects you want them to do, because I feel like they're just always going to fail.
Yeah.
Half the time they don't.
But there's also a multiple man movie, which no one asked for. And it is starring James Franco, which again,
also
no one asked for.
If you could have said, hey man, what's the least like likely movie you would want to see made like in your lifetime of superhero movies? I don't know, man. James Franco making something about multiple man. That'd be dumb.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like me saying, like, I would love to see Jonah Hill as the Blob. like it just doesn't line up in so many ways. And James Franco is a good actor. He's got the chops. But I can't look at him and not think like you're an idiot and I hate you. Like I just can't.
I think if all I can see is him making this into like a somehow it's Multiplicity, that really awful movie with Michael Keaton.
Whoa. You do not badmouth Multiplicity starring Michael Keaton 5 times.
I do love that movie.
That movie is fantastic, and I quote that movie like every time I eat pizza.
Of course.
Because there's one character that's kind of like dumb and an idiot, and he's just like, I like pizza. And he like puts pizza in his wallet and then it's Michael Keaton, but it's like one of his clones. He's like, I like pizza. And he puts the pizza in his wallet and puts the wallet in his pocket, and it's silly and I love it. And I say it every time I eat pizza. To this day. But then there's also X-Men Dark Phoenix, which we have talked about a lot. And then X-Force with Drew Goddard. Drew Goddard of Cabin in the Woods, Daredevil, also The Martian, Cloverfield.
I didn't know he was involved with The Martian. Dang.
Yeah, he wrote the screenplay.
Oh, wow. Sick.
Yeah. And I think on Daredevil he was a producer.
He was. I remember that. I knew that.
And
the
then
rest I knew.
he wrote Cabin in the Woods and wrote Cloverfield.
Cloverfield.
Yeah. Daredevil I just put on there because it fits the theme of what we do every day.
Yeah.
But anyways, that one will be really awesome. I'm really excited to see what they do with X-Force, especially with how strong Deadpool is shaping up to be. Cable, Domino are coming around in Deadpool 2. So it's really gonna, I mean, it's really setting up for a pretty strong X-Force already. The last thing I wanted to say is I found this quote from an insider with
Some
Fox.
dude.
With Fox that said, we actually have way more in development and production in Marvel intellectual property than at any point in the history of the studio. There's been zero slowdown on that front given Disney. Which I think is funny because that basically means like Disney said they would let us make any movie we have in production. So we're trying to produce a bunch of movies.
I bet half of these are gonna get canceled.
Please let one of them be Multiple Man starring James Franco.
I mean, I was laughing because I always love when they say we have info from an insider because I always think this is like
It's a janitor.
I heard from this one dude who I really hope wasn't lying. He sounded real professional when he came to me, so I'll take his word.
It's like the Dave Chappelle skit janitor.
Yep.
That wasn't a skit. That was an entire movie called Half Baked. Never mind.
LOL.
Pineapple.
So, screenwriter Neil Druckmann said that he doesn't want the movie adaptation of The Last of Us to be made.
And he wrote it.
He wrote it. He wrote it. He's like, I don't want it to get made.
That is a bad sign.
Well, what he quoted was saying was, and even I worked on the script for the Last of Us film, which is a direct adaptation. And now having some separation from it, I look back and be like, I don't want that movie to be made. Maybe there's something that could be done in that world, either focusing on other characters or other time. But for me, and I know for Naughty Dog and a lot of our fans, Nolan North is Nathan Drake. Ashley Johnson is Ellie. Troy Baker is Joel. And it'd be very disorienting to see someone else in that role. I can dig that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I mean, like when they were working on they've been talking about making an Uncharted movie for forever.
Yeah,
and everyone wanted everyone wanted Nathan Fillion to be Drake because that's kind of like who Nathan Drake.
Fillion.
Yeah, and Nathan Fillion pretty much is just a brown-haired Nathan Drake when he acts and half the stuff he plays anyway. And I'll never forget when they first announced this movie and the first initial casting for Nathan Drake was Mark Wahlberg. I was like, oh, so he's from Boston. All right.
And now they're trying to do Tom Holland.
Oh yeah, it's
with
like a young Nathan.
The prequel movie.
Yeah, prequel Nathan Drake. Yeah, and I get what he's saying. Like you only see like you only think of those actors who voice those characters. Like that's like their voices are so like integral to that character that I feel like that's the main thing.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing now. Like just imagine seeing like anyone else play Tony Stark.
Yeah. Or anyone else play Thor.
Right.
Or anyone trying to be Wolverine.
Oh, man. Hugh Jackman has locked down Wolverine for life.
Like, I mean, bro, you do 9 movies.
Yeah, you cannot bring Wolverine back if it's not Hugh Jackman.
Like, the only way you can make a Wolverine movie is if, like, you somehow get Hugh Jackman's son looks just like him.
Or, talk to Barbara Streisand, because she might be able to clone Hugh Jackman.
Oh, yeah, let's just see if we can just clone him. Let's clone a new Jackman. We'll clone
N.U. Jackman. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, with umlauts.
With umlauts.
New.
He is German now. He's no longer Australian.
Oh, my God.
It's so bad.
That's what you can do with clones, man.
But it does make sense. I definitely see that, like, that you only hear this character as, or you only hear this actor as this character, and then trying to put a different voice behind it, it's gonna feel weird, especially for some of the properties that have been around for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, Last of Us came out, what, 2010?
Yeah, it was a while back. It's kind of like, it was already, I mean, dude, like, you can even say it with, not even with live action, like, not even like people talking about like live action, like that, even just still in video games having different voices. I'll never forget the, like, outcry when Metal Gear Solid 5 came out and Kiefer Sutherland was voicing Snake.
Ugh.
Everyone asked what happened to David Hayter, and he was like, can't do it anymore, man.
Didn't ask me.
Yeah, apparently, I think he said he didn't want to do it anymore. He said his voice was getting too like sore or something, so they got him, and he wanted like, and the script was too big to not have a big name like Kiefer Sutherland doing the voice. Whatever, I don't like it.
Boo hiss.
Pineapple.
Last thing, Rocketeer. I am a huge fan of the Rocketeer. I like him. I like him very much. I got really excited when I started reading an article today about the Rocketeer animated series that's set to premiere in 2019. And then I kept reading and saw that it's going to air on Disney Junior and is being aimed at kids 2 to 7 years old. So that made me sad. Because I seriously doubt I'll be able to watch a 2 to 7 year old show and be able to enjoy it. But
guess what? You totally can, because even though you won't have a 2-year-old, you're gonna have a baby when it comes out.
Exactly.
That's
what I was about to say.
Watch it.
But I have an excuse to watch it because in 2019, I will have a 1-year-old, and that's close enough.
Close.
So I am sad that I probably won't be able to enjoy it as much as like the movie or the comics, but I will still be watching it. So I hope someone else in my friend group has a kid soon so we can talk about the Rocketeer show. Hopefully on this podcast. You know what? Tori will have a 2-year-old. So me and Masterman Drabo will talk about the Rocketeer animated series next year on the show.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
Just reviewing a 2 to 7 year old kid show. But the Rocketeer Dad reviews, starting that podcast right now. The Rocketeer follows Kit, a young girl who receives a surprise package on her birthday revealing that she's next in line to become the Rocketeer, a legendary superhero who has the ability to fly with the help of a rocket-powered jetpack. Armored with her cool new gear and secret identity, Kit is ready to take flight and save the day with her gadget-minded best friend Tesh and airplane mechanic uncle Ambrose, who join her on her epic adventures. Which that also makes me sad because Cliff Secord is nowhere to be found in that. Also, if it's aimed at 2 to 7 year olds, I doubt it's going to have anything to do with Nazi Germany.
Shut up.
Or at least I hope so. Or I hope not. 2-year-olds walking around the house saying like Mein Führer and stuff. But no, I am really excited about this. I'm excited. I am legitimately excited that I have a reason to watch this. Each episode, this part I'm not super excited about. Each episode is going to include 2 11-minute stories and an original song.
Bro, if you are out here singing Rocketeer songs every episode, I'm going to be furious.
I'm going to do your intro where you do a Doom lyric. I'm going to do a Rocketeer lyric.
Yes, please.
So just bring the heat, bro.
Whenever we do that in my episodes, we both just have to say lyrics from.
We'll have the weirdest rap battles that have ever happened.
Oh my God.
But anyways, if you have kids, get excited because that should be fun. I hope. Pineapple.
That's it. That's the end of the pineapple.
That is the end of all the things. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for sticking around. Check us out on the internet, betweenthecons.com. You can find our Patreon on there. You can link out to our Amazon site. You can also stream our episodes and follow us on all of the social medias there. If you like our theme music, check out Affixa at betweenthecons.com/bandcamp. And finally, tune in on Monday because we're going to be back and we're going to be talking about all the things that make us happy in life. For realsies.
Yeah.
And apparently that includes Michael Jackson. But
Oh, bro, do not get me started on Michael Jackson. It's going to be on that episode.
we're trying to end the episode, man.
All right, bye then. Fine. Bye. It's just like eating chips in my ears.